Subject OCM Chapter number 4 Forms of Business Organization 1. फर्स्ट टॉपिक पढ़ते हैं प्राइवेट सेक्टर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. ये पढ़ने के बाद हम सेकंड टॉपिक पढ़ेंगे जो कि फॉर्म्स ऑफ बिजनेस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन प्राइवेट सेक्टर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में है सोल ट्रेडिंग कंसर्न. अब फर्स्ट टॉपिक स्टार्ट करते हैं. व्हाट इज़ प्राइवेट सेक्टर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन? ओके, सो प्राइवेट सेक्टर इंक्लूड्स all different types of individuals or corporate enterprises. Private sector enterprises are owned and managed by the private entities. These private sector enterprises are mostly characterized by certain common characteristics like private initiative, profit motive, ownership and management in private hands, etc. Nowadays, the private sector in the form of corporate industrial units are normally owned by the shareholders and managed by the professional managers, where they are not only guided by profit motive but also by expansion, consolidation, arising social consciousness, social responsibilities, social welfares, etc. Okay, what is private sector organization? So the private sector is a part of the economy that is run by individuals or a group of individuals to earn profit. The private sector organization is divided into 5 types. The first one is sole trader or sole proprietorship. Second is partnership form. Third one is joint Hindu family business. Next one is cooperative society, and the last one is joint stock company. Okay, so each private sector has its own importances in Indian economy. Okay, so private sector in Indian economy can be witnessed from the tremendous growth of Indian like BPOs, software companies, private banks and financial services companies. The manufacturing industry of India is flooded with private Indian companies. In fact, they dominate the said industry. Manufacturing companies covering the sectors like automobile, chemical, textile, telecommunication equipments, computer hardwares, agro foods. Okay, now next is sole trading concern or sole proprietorship. Okay, so in the history and development of commerce there are various forms of business organization. It begins from sole trading concern or sole proprietorship is the oldest and simplest form of the organization. Sole trader is the oldest and simplest form of the organization. The word sole means single and the word proprietorship means owner. So single sole proprietorship matlab single owner. Thus the name itself suggests that there is only one owner. A sole trader is an independent owner of a business. The proprietors has all the right and responsibilities of the business and any profit or loss made. For example, grocery shop, beauty parlor, gift shop, medical stores, etc. Next is what is sole trading concerns meaning? Okay, so in this form of business, an individual invests his own capital, uses his own skill, and undertakes the business activities. He manages affairs of the business, enjoys profit, and bear losses on his own. This form of commercial organization is also known as proprietorship or the sole trader or individual entrepreneurship or proprietorship concern or sole trading concern. So sole proprietorship is known in various words. Okay, now definition of sole trading concern according to Professor J. Hansen. Sometimes known as one man business, is a type of business unit where one person is solely responsible for providing the capital, for bearing the risk of the enterprises, and for the risk of ownership. So this is the definition given by the Professor J. Hansen. The second definition is given by the Professor James Lundy. According to him, sole trading concern definition is the sole proprietorship is an informal type of business owned by one person. Okay, so sole trading concern is the simplest and oldest form of the organization. The word sole means single and the proprietorship means owner. Okay, sole trading concern is also called as sole trading concern, sole trader, and individual entrepreneurship, proprietors concerns, etc. Okay, there are two definitions given by the two important persons in commerce field, that is Professor J. Hansen and Professor James Lundy. Now next topic is what are the features of sole trading concern. So first one is individual ownership. As there is only one owner in sole trading concern, he invests all his capital by himself for the business. He owns all the assets of the business. He also remains responsible for all the liabilities arises in the business in the future or in the present. Second feature is no profit sharing of profit and risk. As a proprietor is a single owner of his business, there is nobody to share his profit and losses. He enjoys the profit of the business as well as he bears all risk alone. Next feature is self-employment. A sole trading concern is the best suitable form of self-employment. Any unemployed person can start business with small capital and earn for his livelihood. He gets a source of income by starting his own business. Next one is local market operations. Large amount of capital and expert managerial ability is required by large scale business. A sole trader has limited capital and limited managerial ability. Hence, a sole trader operates in local market only. Now next is no separate legal status. A sole trading concern doesn't enjoy any separate legal status. In the eyes of law, the sole trader and his business are considered one and the same. And the last feature is minimum government regulations. There is no separate act or law to govern the sole trading concern activities. So the registration of sole trading concern is not compulsory. Only the tax laws and labor laws have to be followed. Now next is merits of sole trading concern. So first advantages is it is easy to form. Okay, so sole trading concern is very easy and simple to form as it has minimum legal formalities, like no registration is compulsory for sole trading concern. Second is quick decision. Sole trader takes quick business decisions. He may not or may consult anyone. Sole trader is not answerable to anybody, so sole trader can take quick actions and get more benefits. Many times quick decision in business proves to be very profitable. Next advantages is maximum secrecy. The sole trader is owner and manager of his business, so he may not disclose his business secrets and plans with any third person. So maximum secrecy can be maintained in sole trading concern. Now next advantage is direct motivation. Sole trader is the owner and manager. He enjoys the whole profit of his business. He has direct motivation to earn profit. He always tries to work hard for more profit. Now next is flexible. Being the only decision maker of his own business, the sole trader can make quick changes as per the requirement or as per the situation's requirement. He can expand his business, he may change the line of his business at any time. He can change his business policies if necessary or if required. Now next benefit is lower cost. The sole trading concern is can the sole trading concern can be formed in lowest capital. So the sole trader is the sole manager of his business. As he controls the activities of his own business, he always try to minimize the wastages which result into lower cost of the operations. And the last one is efficiency. As a sole trader enjoys the whole profit of his business, he tries to maximize his profit by reducing wastages in his business. He avoids wastages like wastages of money, time, materials and efforts. Now next is demerit of sole trading concern. So the first is limited capital. As a sole trader is a single owner, his capacity for raising capital is limited. He may raise capital from his friend, relative and bank, etc. Such sources are also limited. So there is financial difficulty for expansion and development of the business. Second disadvantage is limited managerial skill. A sole trader has to manage and control its own business, so he may or may not possess qualifications and experiences. He may not have expert managerial and organizing ability. Due to limited capital, he may not also appoint to anyone or to any other managerial staff. Third disadvantage is unlimited liability. As a single owner of his company or his business, the sole trader's liability is always unlimited. This is no distinction between personal assets and business assets, so he cannot be separated from his business. His business liabilities need to be paid by selling his private property if requirement is there. Now next is lack of stability. Existence of sole trading concern is totally dependent on the existence of the sole trader. Death, insolvency, insanity of the sole trader affects the existence of the business. Next point is lack of specialization. As it is a single firm, the division of work leads to specialization, but the sole trader is involved in all activities of his business such as buying, selling, accounting, etc. So he has to play multiple roles. So it is said that he is jack of all trade, master of none. Now next and last demerit is not suitable for large scale operations. Sole trader conduct his business on small scale. He operates in local markets. So sole trading concern is one man show. Businesses cannot be extended beyond a certain limit. Sole trading concern is not suitable for large scale business. So these are the demerits for a sole trader for his business organization. Thank you.